Okay, Mart, got a question here from Homelygal1963. You know her, located. Yeah, Karen, yeah, down in Pauling, Dorset. But in her dream, she's with RBC. Yeah, oh. Okay, Martin, did you ever think back in the old days that you would be having daily conversations on a computer with UB40 fans? Don't know about you, but I'm so pleased that technology allows people like you guys to be in so much contact with people like moi. But I suppose it is quite an incredible piece of technology. You know, that you can communicate, and it's kind of broken down that star system of, you know, famous people being a little untouchable and otherworldly, and of course they're not, because, you know, we've spent our adult lives with some of the most famous people in the world, and everybody's just a regular person. But I suppose when the stardust comes off, it ruins it a little bit, and I do believe show business is suffering a bit. You know, it's becoming not quite what the thing it was. I mean, film stars have still got it right, I suppose, if that's the kind of life you want. I personally don't, but what do you think? I mean, you contribute on the internet.
Yeah, well, I didn't ever think in the old days I'd be talking to fans on the internet.
I don't imagine you thought you'd be talking to famous musicians, did you?
Yeah, no,
in a sense, you know, or working on stage and 25,000 people knowing who you are, and, you know, applauding and dancing, and you entertaining them. It's a quite abstract concept.
I mean, it's got so many benefits, and of course, with the benefits, you get all the disadvantages, if you like. You know, you get all the great things, like we can shoot clips up on YouTube, get them straight
like
to
we're
YouTube.
doing now.
Yeah, get them straight to YouTube for the world to see, so you could never happen. But then at the same time, I believe that, you know, the music industry is probably one of the biggest sufferers of technology.
It really is.
In terms of,
the business
if you look around, you know, the technology doesn't steal off any other industry as much as it does off the music industry.
Well, we know the effect it's had on our business, because I know people who are on the edge of having to give up, very famous people who cannot afford to keep their road crews on board and their staff. And you can't be an international musician without a staff and without a road crew. It's impossible.
That's right,
But, you know, the gigs don't make that much money. They were always supported by the records, and no matter what's said, people are downloading the records for free, or simply not buying them anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
There's so many more alternatives. I mean, that's life, I suppose. But
yeah, but I mean, it's, you know, it's balanced, I suppose, by the benefits, and at some point they will, you know, find a way through, I guess, to
well, if you love music, you've made it. You're making music, you're playing music, and that for me, I'd got everything the day we started playing gigs. I only ever wanted to be a musician, you know, and the benefit of earning a lot of money all these years and being able to bring my kids up, well, it's been good.
Yeah.
But it's not the only reason I do it.
Yeah, I mean,
If I hadn't made it, you know, I'd still be trying to. I'd still be playing for nothing in pubs, and 99% of musicians do.
yeah, I mean, that's the lovely thing about it, is the technology can't actually take away, you know, the performance side of it, the actual real ability of being able to play your instruments,
And the 10,000 hours you have to put in to be able to play an instrument.
Stand in front of people with a physical object in your hand, you know, that you have to play.
And make it right every time.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not a case of just pressing buttons. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. But yeah, well, I mean, you know, the internet communication, I like it a great deal. I do like it, but I do realise it's kind of taken over my life in a way. You know,
Yeah, it certainly makes people work, or, you know, have less leisurely time.
I've got far less time than I ever had now.
Less readings going on.
Less reading. I find it impossible to not answer people. I think it would be rude. It's just, I suppose that's the way I was brought up, you know, and what I'm made of. I feel like it's an honour to be asked these questions, you know.
Yeah, I don't think office hours count anymore, really, you know.
They don't.
It's not proper to send somebody in business email at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, so they get it first thing in the morning or whatever.
Me and you probably talk more about our business late at night than we do in business hours. We just don't have the time anymore, do we? Well, thanks, Karen. That was a nice question. I know we went off tangent a little bit there, but I kind of like to do that with the questions, get into a conversation, and I think I'll just go in for a close-up of Pikey's eye. This is Pikey's eye. Look at that.
Okay, alright mate.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Mon chéri.